So I'm Allison from MuchMusic.com, and I'm here with Mr. Jason Derulo. So excited to meet you.
Likewise, likewise.
Thank you. And Future History, out, amazing. I heard the title, I saw the picture with the little nod, and I thought, it's very MJ. When MJ had his History album out, too. That was the first thing I thought, which I thought, that's a good thing to think when you see the album for the first time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, I do this this one toe thing. I mean MJ's never done that, but I mean I can kind of see what you mean.
It's kind of the nod with the head down, as if you're wearing a fedora.
Oh, there's no hat there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, whatever's clever.
The album is amazing. Love it. Love the first album. But the first album you had to make pretty quickly, right? What You Say came out and it was huge, and then you had to get the album out. Did you have more time with Future History?
No, I had more time with the first album, actually. I don't know what, like, this is a misconception that after What You Say, then I recorded the rest of the album. That's not how it happened at all. We were actually recording, like, much before then, and we probably had 75% of the album done by the time What You Say came out. This time around, you know, there's not a lot of huge amounts of time, but I probably spent like 6 months on Future History, so I recorded about 150 something songs.
That's a lot more than that's on the album. Do you think you're going to release them online, maybe?
Possibly. But, you know, I mean, I really want people to focus on Future History because it's like a real puzzle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And every single song is a piece of the puzzle, and it's a whole package. And I'll probably like do some stuff like with the bonus tracks, because the bonus tracks are really special too. And I want to make sure everybody is in tune with those too, because a lot of people tend to think that the bonus tracks are just throwaway tracks that people put on there just for like an extra incentive, but it's not. That's not the case at all with this album. It's just the fact that I had to have a bonus version. So I actually shot a video for one of the bonus tracks just in Tokyo, on the streets of Tokyo. So you'll see that pretty soon in the next couple of days.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the album, you're 22 now. It's a big difference from when you're 19 and making an album. And there was a lot of growth on the album. I found there were a lot more layers with the music and with the lyrics. What was the process like making Future History as opposed to your first album?
Well, I feel like the biggest difference is the element of growth, like you spoke about. I mean, I've grown as a singer, I've grown as a songwriter, and most importantly, I've grown as a man. And I always write music based on who I am and the things that I go through. And you know, I'm a lot more comfortable in my skin and able to talk about things that may be a little more emotional and still be, you know, okay and confident with that. So you know, there's very, very heartfelt songs, emotional songs that, you know, that were when I was going through rough times, and then there's songs that are just upbeat and in the club, you know, and there's songs that make you want to fall in love. I mean, there's all kinds of different faces and layers, and you'll find it all here.
And I feel like your samples are amazing. Some people sample just to sample, but your samples really change the song. And of course, the first song I heard What You Say, I loved Imogen Heap, so I was like, what is this guy doing with Hide and Seek? Mm-hmm. And you totally changed the song. How do you choose what song you're going to use?
Just by being a fan of the material first. You know, I'm a music student. You know, I've studied music my whole life, so I mean, I know all kinds of music. You know, I studied jazz, I studied classical music, I read music. You know, it's something that I've done my whole life. So you know, I know where music comes from. I know the origin. I know you know, the recycling aspect of music in general. You know, like lots of people think that Don't Want to Go Home's Deo is from the Harry Belafonte.
But it's way back.
Yeah, it's actually from the 1800s, and it's a Jamaican folk song from way before. You know, and lots of people think like Georgia on My Mind is like a song that was written by Ray Charles, you know, but that's a jazz standard that's way older. Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon, way older. You know, yeah. all these songs. You know, and the same thing happens today. You know, we still do the same things. I mean, we recycle music, and you know, we change them and make it a different and accessible to a different audience. You know, like with Hide and Seek. I mean, the song was a completely different concept, and yeah, and then you know, you take it and then make it into something completely different. These songs, take flight and just become their own monsters.
Have you ever heard from any of the artists that you sampled?
Yeah, Emojin, yeah, but not Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
I just did a song from Toto, Toto's Africa, which is really cool. No, nothing from them yet. But I mean, we obviously have to get their permission first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? Do you do the song and then show it to them, or do you ask them and then do the song?
No, you do the song and then show it to them.
Yeah.
Because if it's not a dope song, then there's no reason to ask.
Yeah.
Because it won't go on my album anyway. So you have to, do it first, and then if it's something that's special, something that you think is of note, and could be something that's really cool, then you ask permission. Yeah.
And it seems to always work out well for you.
Well, I mean, yeah.
The ones we hear are really good. So,
Thanks.
you have you write all your songs.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about performing someone else's though? Does that kind of feel weird to you as a songwriter?
I haven't done it yet, but I mean, if there's an amazing song out there, I'd record it if it was something that spoke to me. It definitely has to be a song that really, really speaks to me and speak to my lifestyle and the things that I've gone through or dealt with or want to be a part of. I just can't sing a song just to sing a song. I mean, I write songs all the time, so those songs have to compete with the songs that I write.
Right. And that's kind of, I was also wondering that too, because you're a songwriter and you write very personal songs, and a lot of them are relationship driven. But at the end of the day, it is a job too. It is how you pay your bills, even though it's an amazing way to pay your bills. Can you go into the studio and write a love song when you're not in love, or write about heartbreak when you're not in love, or do you really have to be in the moment?
Well, I know how I want to feel. If I'm not in love, I know how I want my love to feel. And I've been in love at one time, so I mean I know how it does feel, and I know like you can like go back to different experiences and use those experiences, so that the writing process becomes easy and more real, as opposed to trying to create a story, one that is real. It tends to be the ones that people are more drawn to for some reason.
And a song that people have talked to you a lot about, of course, is Be Careful. It's about an issue you had with a stalker. And it reminded me of Sarah McLachlan's song Possession. It came out in the 90s. It was a huge hit for her. And she had a stalker that sent her poems, and she actually used the poems in the song. And it was her biggest track. And it kind of reminded me that it's a bit of a similar situation. But I was thinking, you're writing this in 2011, where you're tweeting to your fans and you're on Facebook, and people really know where you are all the time. Does stuff like this ever make you think, should I be less accessible, but then I still want to be there for my fans? Is it a hard thing to balance?
Well, I never say I'm at Kmart on 75th Street.
Right, but like people know you're in Toronto today.
True, people know I'm in Toronto. So like airports, tend to be very heavily populated with fans and paparazzi, because if I tweet that I'm going to Toronto, I mean I'm either in one or two places, right? So that tends to be a very, very populated area, but other than that, in hotels, because they tend to like be in hotels too, then it's cool.
Do you use fake names at hotels?
I do. Like, I can't tell you my Elias, obviously.
Are they like Disney? Are they like other rappers? Do you make them up every single time?
Oh, no, I have one specific Elias in it, and it's really cool, but I can't say it.
Do you want to share it because it's cool, but you can't?
I so want to share it because it's awesome.
Now, you have a ton of fans in Canada, but you have a lot of fans in the UK, and you're starting an arena tour, which is huge. You're playing Wembley, right?
Yeah, I'm playing 15,000 seaters, like all over, man. It's really exciting because I've toured with Gaga, I've toured with the Black Eyed Peas, I've had my own world tour, but this one is just so really, really big, and it's exciting because I get to perform these brand new songs, and I have all these ideas and all this state of the art new lighting ideas and new design. So it's going to be a high energy dance show, of course, and then it'll be a very sexy show at the same time and keep you at the edge of your seat, very emotional at some time. So it'll have depth and layers.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but did you study like opera and theater and ballet growing up?
I did, amongst a lot of other forms of entertainment. I was just an arts kid.
Yeah. Are you gonna bring? Do you want to bring a big theatrical element? Because you can really only do that with a stadium tour. It's hard to do in smaller venues.
Exactly, and that's why I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do, in those venues. But it'll be a show that has some little tap elements. I don't want to give everything up, but I mean, all those things that I've done in the past will come to the light. And I'm a musical theater dude. I mean, I went to college for musical theater, so I'm gonna bring some of that aspect to the stage and make it a very theatrical show and some performance art as well. So it won't be me standing in front of a band just singing. It'll be an extravaganza.
Well, we get to see a little bit of a sneak peek of it this Sunday. We're airing the MTV EMAs, and you're playing the red carpet, which is very cool. Can you tell us anything about what we're going to see?
It's going to be a very fun show. You should definitely tune in and watch it.
So nothing.
Yeah, it's really cool. Kanye did the same thing last year, so I believe I'm in the same segment that he was in last year.
It's pretty crazy to follow Kanye.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I love it.
That's pretty big. Well, Future History is out in stores now. Jason will be on the MTV EMAs this Sunday. Don't miss it.